Hey guys, and welcome to Junkyard Mechanics. I'm here with a 1998 Camry XLE V6. Today I'm going to show you how to do the rear quick struts. I do recommend getting quick struts because it comes with a coil already installed. It saves you a lot of hassle trying to get the coil installed at a shop. And some symptoms to look out for when it comes to struts gone bad in a vehicle is knocking, going over bumps, and also the vehicle may continuously bounce after going over bumps. So first things first, you're going to want to crack your lug nuts loose. So you're going to take a 21mm socket, an extension, and a breaker bar. After you've cracked the lug nuts loose, you're going to jack up the vehicle on both ends and the back. You can either jack it up at the pinch weld just underneath here, or you can go off of the back like I'm doing right here. Alright guys, after you're done taking off the tire, you're going to come over here and you're going to take off the 10mm bolt that holds on your ABS line, and then you're going to come here and take off the 12mm bolt that holds on your brake line. And a word of caution, use a lot of WD-40 or some sort of penetrating oil and give it some time to soak, because these bolts tend to break. Alright guys, after you remove these two bolts, freeing up your ABS cable and also your brake hose, you're going to come over here to remove the sway bar. I'm putting a Allen key in the center, and then I'm spinning the nuts with a 15mm wrench. If yours does not have a little index for a hex key, then what you want to do is take a socket and a socket wrench and then put a vice grips on the back of the stud, because it's probably pretty rusty and you're gonna have to get it free. Alright guys, after that you're gonna push the sway bar free after you get the nut off. You're gonna come down here. I do recommend putting WD-40 on this nut and that nut, and you're going to use a 19mm and crack both these free. I do recommend using a breaker bar. After you cracked it free with a breaker bar, you're going to switch to a socket wrench and you're going to put a backup wrench on the other side, so that way when you're spinning it'll actually come off. Alright guys, after you remove the nuts from both studs, you're then just going to pull the studs out. You might need to wiggle the spindle to help free the studs. So after you remove both studs from the spindle and the strut, you're then going to grab and wiggle and try to free the spindle from the strut. Alright guys, after you free the spindle from the strut, this is what it should look like. It might take a lot of wiggling and pressure to pull back to free the spindle. Then you're going to come inside the vehicle and you're going to come over here in the back seat and try to find the anchor points, and you're going to pull up on both sides, releasing the anchor points, and then you're going to pull the cushion out. You're then going to locate both 12mm bolts on both sides of the vehicle and you're going to remove it. After removing the 12mm bolt down here, you're then going to pull the seat and bring it down. You're then going to pull slack on the seatbelt, removing it out of the way, and then pull up on the side cushion. And that'll release it from the vehicle. Alright guys, after you remove the side cushion, I found it helps if you remove this little plastic screw that's in here and pull up on the plastic. Then you're going to lift up here, finding three 12mm nuts. And I found it's easier if you actually use a ratcheting wrench to remove them. So what you're going to do is just continue removing the three 12mm nuts with a ratcheting wrench, or if you can figure out a different way and fit in a socket, that would be great. And after you've done that, you're going to remove the strut and then replace it with a new one. So after you're done removing the three 12mm nuts from the top of the strut, you're then going to push down on the spindle, wiggling the strut to get it free. It does help if you pull the strut towards yourself, freeing it from the vehicle. You're then going to repeat these steps in reverse, installing the new strut. And if this video helped you guys, give me a thumbs up and subscribe.